Good morning. Welcome. If you're joining now on YouTube, Facebook, we're just going to go live on Instagram as well. Are we live on Instagram? Yes, looks like we're live on Instagram as well. So welcome. Thanks for joining on Instagram too. And to everyone on Zoom, good morning. It's bank holiday, but yeah, we've got a Breathe Balance move today. It's my first one back from Spain. So I'm looking forward to it very much. We're going to focus on the breath, but we're going to focus on the breath through movement and specifically through a few qigong flow movements. So I would invite you to find yourself a comfortable space standing, making sure you've got room around you, front and back, and that you're not going to be disturbed for the next 30 minutes. And we're just going to do some gentle warm up exercises with the breath and with the body. We're going to start off with some just very gentle shaking. So just shaking the wrists a little bit, shaking the shoulders, shaking the legs, just shaking out the ankles if you need to. Just where you feel. Oh, my clock's just fallen over, so I can't see what time it is. There it is. Just where you feel you might want to just loosen up a little bit. And you might want to start making that shaking a little bit more vigorous. So maybe you can start tapping the heels into the ground a little bit. Again, if you've got any issues with your ankles, if there's any pain, this is not about pushing beyond what is comfortable at the moment. So you're just giving yourself that very gentle shaking. And as we're shaking now, I'd like you just to create a little bit of vibration in the throat. So it's just like a very low hum sound. And again, this isn't forcing, we're not pushing anything out. We're just letting that breath out. So we'll take a slightly fuller breath in through the nose, calm, full breath in through the nose. And then get some vibration going on around the throat area. And then just let the breath settle a little bit. And let's do that again. So slightly fuller breath in. Nice vibration all around this throat area. Feel the vibration here in your vocal cords. Let the breath settle. And then let's do one more. So calm breath in through the nose, full breath in. Good. And then just slowing it down, slowing that shaking down, slowing down. And coming into standing. And you might feel as we slow, you need to take that slightly fuller breath. That's fine. It's almost like a nice morning sigh. Breath in and let go. What is good about just getting that vibration going on in the throat area here is the vagus nerve, which is, as the name maybe suggests, wanders throughout the body, throughout the viscera, through the lungs, it connects at the back of the neck here through the vocal cords. And this nerve is the nerve that helps to calm the nervous system. So just by creating that little bit of vibration here, where we're activating, innervating that vagus nerve. So we're helping to calm the nervous system. Also, when we're creating that sound, that hum sound, helping to create nasal nitric oxide in the paranasal cavities, and that helps to, with oxygenation, it helps to open up the airways. So it may sound a little bit woo-woo, but actually, if you do the research, there's a lot of benefits from just creating that sound, that hum sound. It's a little bit of spine rotation. So make sure your feet are about shoulder width apart, tall through the spine, and almost imagine as if you're being dangled by a string from the crown of the head. Remember, the crown of the head is, if you go from the ears upwards there, so it's not like we're lifting the head there, we've been lifted from the crown, and it's almost like you're creating space between each individual bone, each individual vertebra of the spine. So you're creating that space. So keeping the spine tall, long. And here you're just breathing gently. Naturally, don't even have to think about how you breathe in and out through the nose. Certainly shouldn't hear breathing, or you certainly shouldn't feel out of breath. And this is a great way to let go and relax the shoulders. And you'll be able to tell if you've got tight, if you've truly relaxed the shoulders, because if you're moving and your arms are just doing this, then the shoulders are holding tension. You want to just let those arms go, let the elbows just naturally bend, and then you're tapping across the front of the body. And you're also just tapping gently across the back of the body. In qigong, this is called knocking on the door of life. Getting that energy flowing through the body. In just pure movement terms, you're doing some nice movement, mobilization through the spine, through the hips. And now with the arm that swings across the front of the body, we're just going to create a light fist, and you're going to let that arm swing and just tap just on the pecs there, just gently tap here. And we're aiming for this sort of point here. This is a long point in traditional Chinese medicine. So this is just creating some awareness at that area there, but also getting the blood flow there as well. We're still relaxing the shoulders. And what I'm not doing is I'm not deliberately going, oh, I'm just going to tap this point, I'm going to tap this point. It's the movement from here and the ground. Use that whole body to actually do very little with the arms, very, very little with the arms. And again, just breathing softly. If you feel you need to take a slightly fuller breath, it's absolutely fine if you just feel you want to take a breath in and a fuller breath out. That's absolutely fine. One or two of those are fine to use as like a cleansing and clearing breath. And then let's just go back to across the belly and the back. And then gradually slowing the movement down, into what we call water waves. So what is nice to sort of like create that idea of your arms just flowing through water. So you just create that little bit of resistance. You still keep the spine long. We still keep that connection with the ground through the feet. And take a rest. Good. Let's bring the palms together. So we're pressing the palms together and we're creating a bit of tension here. So I want you to put quite a bit of tension, put a little bit of pressure through there. So you feel the wrists working, you feel the arms working, you feel the shoulders working, you feel a nice strength here through the upper back. And we're standing tall. So I'm keeping this upper back long and tall. So a little bit of pressure there. I'm just going to stand back so we can see them. We're just going to then open up and feel as if you're opening up across the chest and looking up towards the sky. So this is called heart to sky, which makes a lot of sense. And then we come back and then you just press those hands together again. So you create that little bit of pressure there. And then just repeat that. Just get used to the movement first. Feel as if you're opening up the front of the chest, opening up the front of the spine there. And just find that movement, find a nice flow at your own pace with this movement. Don't worry about following me or anyone else on the screen. Just find your own rhythm. Just focusing on the movement to start off with, just learning the movement, settling into the movement. Remember what it's called, heart to sky. So have that in mind, what you're doing. You're lifting your heart up to the sky. And once you're comfortable and confident with the movement, let's bring our attention to the breath. And you may already be doing this, you might intuitively be doing this, but gentle breath in as we lift the heart to the sky, gentle breath out as you bring the hands back together. That little bit of pressure there as well. Use the pressure. And I really want to focus on light breathing. I don't want to hear the breath. It's not about pulling the breath in at all. It's just allowing the breath to guide the movement, but also the movement is going to help with the breath. It's going to create that space for the breath. Gentle breath in as you expand. Breath out. And then just follow 4 more breaths, again at your pace, at your rhythm. Continuous flow of movement, continuous flow of breath. And then when you've done that, just take a rest. And you may start to feel, accidentally starting to feel the warmth. It just could be because it's quite warm in here. You start to feel that warmth moving through the body into the fingers. And what is lovely about that practice, or that flow, is it helps to, from a physical point of view, it helps to open up the chest, helps to get that upper body or that upper back moving, that thoracic spine moving. We tend to get a lot of tightness and tension here. Physically as well, if you're just putting a little bit of pressure there, it's quite nice. You're creating some strength, some resistance through the arms there. So it's great from a physical point of view. It's getting that throat open a little bit, lifting all of the, as I say, all of the rib cage and everything here. From the idea of breath is really helping, almost like as a bellows, isn't it? It's helping with that breath. So it's helping to create the space as you breathe in, as you expand, and then helping to exhale or to get that breath out as you breathe out there with the exhale. So very simple movement, but very effective. Obviously, as well, we're activating or innervating that vagus nerve again with a movement in the spine and in the neck. Good. Have a little bit of a shake, have a little bit of a move around if you need to move around a little bit. And then we've done some rotation of the spine. We've got some nice flexion and extension of the spine there. Let's do some what we call lateral flexion. Very, very basic movements, and do simple movements like this every single day just to keep our bodies oiled. So we're going to do one palm facing up, and then we're going to bring the other palm down the center. And then we're going to swap. Palm up, down the center. And then just get that movement going. Again, just focusing on the movement to start off with. Finding your rhythm with that movement. And once you have found your flow, then you can just bring your attention to how you're breathing. Is the breathing smooth with the movement? See if we can smooth everything out. Keep it light and soft. And can you breathe in as you expand, and then breathe out as you come down the center? So combining that movement and breath. Follow 4 more of your breaths. soft, light, easy breathing. And then just take a rest at the bottom there. Imagine you've got a little chi ball holding in front of you there. So just soft movement, gentle, almost like pulsation through the fingers, through the arms. So I'm not just stopped, I'm not just becoming rigid. And then we're going to bring one palm down towards the ground this time. And then the other palm reaches towards the sky. And we're just going to do a very gentle side bend. And again, this is not forcing anything. And then we come back to the center and swap one palm down to the ground. So connecting to the earth, connecting to the sky, keeping that little roundness there in the elbow, and a gentle side bend. So it's like you're squashing an orange or a lemon between the ribs and the hip there. So we get in that space, creating that space. And then swap. Lengthen up first, and then that little side bend. And now find your rhythm. And you can maybe push through a little bit with that bottom arm if you want to. You can maybe push over with that top arm a little bit if you want to. But again, this is about just encouraging lengthening rather than thinking of forcing or stretching. Think about it as encouraging the lengthening of all the fascia. And what we'll do now is when we get into that little side bend, just hold the position, but then just take a natural breath in and out of the side of the lungs there, or the rib cage. So just feel a breathing in to create space between each of the ribs. And then as you breathe out, and then breathing in as we expand first, lengthen first, and then side bend. You breathe out, and then you can breathe in. Just gently, again, not forcing, and then you can breathe out. Again, find your rhythm, what works for you. But what we want to do is when we have this little positional hold here is that we don't hold the breath. We just do gentle breath in, into that side. Remember to lengthen first, and then do that little side bend. Let's do one more each side now. Good, and then take a rest. having a little shake out. Another one and again, just be really gentle with this one, because again, it's not about forcing. I want you to pop one hand on your head, and I want you to pop the other hand on the opposite lower ribs. And then you're going to, with your hand on the head, just gently bring the ear towards the shoulder. Now, I don't want you to force this. I want you just to feel that little bit of lengthening of that side of the neck. Watch the chin. So it is literally just the ear going towards the shoulder. And then just give your rib a gentle pull that way. Again, really don't want you to overreach with these movements. Just a gentle pull, gentle reach over ear to shoulder. And just breathing softly in and out. So holding the position, but gently breathing. So you're feeling that lengthening. Good. Then coming back to center, standing tall first, and then hand on, I'm going to say hand on opposite head, opposite hand on head. You haven't got an opposite head, hopefully. Opposite hand on ribs, gentle, gentle, gentle. Encourage that ear towards the shoulder. And then just give this rib a little pull. So you're bringing the rib cage a little bit. And you might find, as which is quite normal, one side is slightly different to the other. Gently breathing. And this is another one that is encouraging that innovation, just waking up of the vagus nerve. And then coming back to standing tall. And then we're just going to bring our hands just over the lower belly, bring our feet together, and just give ourselves a few moments of balance just with the eyes closed. Just letting your body find its natural balance. Qigong standing posture, bamboo in the wind. And then taking a calm, full breath in. Opening your eyes, letting go. Nice sigh out. Thank you very much. It's good to be back on a Monday, and we'll be back on Wednesday. If you're new to these sessions, we tend to focus first on the breath with movement on a Monday, and then on a Wednesday, movement with breath. So it's just a subtle change or a subtle difference from each of the sessions. If you're joining on Wednesday, it's the same time if you're joining on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, 8 till 8:30. If you're on the premium program and you're on the Zoom sessions, as you know, it will be 7:45, and it would be good to catch up with you all after a couple of weeks as well and see what's been going on. Thanks very much for joining. Appreciate your support. If you're in the UK or if you're in England and Wales, I think it is at the minute, have a good bank holiday. Have a good rest of the day, and hopefully see you on Wednesday. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.